I'm going to make a little deck with Aryel, Knight of Windgrace from Dominaria. For this case, because it is a two-color deck, and I don't think there's enough for a full commander deck out of Dominaria, I'm also going to add a bunch of Return to Ravnica block Orzhov cards. I'm going to do two videos. I know my camera for some reason always breaks them up into two, so I might as well just follow that instead of waiting for it to break arbitrarily. And so in the first video, I'm going to go really quickly through the cards, make a few quick selections, and then in the second video, I'll do the mana curve and the final selections. So this guy makes tokens, and then when you tap knights, you can target remove. So that's pretty good. Set him over here. This guy is pretty heavy as a 7-drop. I think he's a keeper, so I'm going to put in the keep file. Even though he's a 7-drop, it's pretty drastic. And this is in the long tradition of Orzhov cards that do something really drastic at 7 and 6. So if you have a bunch of legendaries in your graveyard, they come back to the battlefield. That is fantastic. I think I'm going to keep this dude too. He's got Death Touch and Lifelink, and he's a buff for all your legendaries. So we're going to keep a legendary count, and I think we're also going to use historic, because legendaries are historic. Just because it's kind of cool to march with Ravnica, Return to Ravnica, I'm definitely going to put in the basic Return to Ravnica cards, like the dual sided, the double cards from the Dragon's Maze, then the Key Rune, the Clue Stone, all those cards are going to be in this deck for sure. This guy I think is a must if you don't have a lot of dual lands, and this is a very casual, very cheap deck to build, so I'm going to keep him as well. Again, like I said before, the Key Rune from Gate Crash is a keeper. The Clue Stones were terrible. I mean, they should have been 2-drops and not 1-drops. But this is a very casual deck that takes into consideration cost. And so I'll keep this card. We have a lot of legendaries, and this equipment is made for this deck for sure. So we have those. Then as we go through the creatures, of course, we're going to have to take care of our lower curve for sure. The enchantment, yes, we're going to have some enchantments in here, so I would say this guy is a keeper. This guy is a knight, so anything that's a knight is going to go in. Not sure about this one. I'll set it aside in the maybe pile. Knights, you're in. Another knight, you're in. Same here. This guy is a soldier, and it puts down a white soldier token. It is a tokenizer, so it's going to be in the maybe pile. This guy is great because it gives flying to other creatures, so just because of that, I'll put it in, even though it is not a knight. Now, historic, I think we're going to play to historic, so I'm going to say this one is also a keeper. A spirit with lifelink, and it has a historic, do something, discard historic, and it becomes indestructible. I'm going to put it in the maybe pile. Legendary, that's pretty good, and it's got a little death and taxes clause, so I'm going to keep it. A flyer, I'm going to put it in the maybe pile, because then I'm going to just figure out what I need. I think I have a lot of cards in this one instance because I have all these Return to Ravnica cards, so I can be a little pickier for this selection. Yeah, I'm going to have artifact cards in the graveyard. I'm not sure yet, but it's in the maybe pile. Well, what do you think? Keeper or not? Of course. This guy will help you survive the late game. If this is still a 4/4 and you're down a lot, you can get back up, but it's still, well, actually it is a legendary. Yeah, it's a 6-drop. I don't know. It's still maybe, even though it's a legendary. Okay, so we're done with creatures there. Let's do these creatures. This dude is a knight, so it's in. This guy needs to be in. I mean, the kicker for discard and discard is fantastic. This one's going to be filler, so we're going to put it in the maybe pile. I always say this is a no, so I'm going to put it already in the no pile. I'm not sure that I'm going to need these guys, the sapperling dudes, so I'm going to put them in the no pile for now. This guy is an awesome beater. I mean, why wouldn't I include you, my friend, in every deck that I build that I can put you in? Flyers are needed, even though it's not a knight. It plays with the graveyard, and you can do some reanimation with the graveyard in this deck, so yes, that is actually a bonus. Death Touch guy in a maybe pile. Of course, beautiful flyer, yes. Gigantic legendary. In this case, this card can cost a lot less with sacrifice, and we're creating lots of tokens. So I'm going to say yes to the 8-drop, because it is not really an 8-drop. If you sack 2 tokens, this is a 3-drop. I'm sorry. Yes, it costs 2 less. So 2 less, yeah, as a 6-drop with 1 sack, it's already pretty good enough. Okay, so now those are the non-creature spells. Now let's keep picking creatures. I mean, these guys from Return to Ravnica, and in this case Gatecrash, are fantastic. So I'm not even going to think about including them. Really, they were made for this deck. Extort especially was made for this deck. Sin Collector, fantastic card. A flyer, yeah. I'm not sure about Alms Beast. Creatures blocking or blocked by Alms Beast have lifelink 6/6. I'm going to put them in the maybe pile. This guy's pretty heavy. But, yeah, you can choose one card. I don't know. I'm going to put them in the maybe pile. These are not auto-includes at the heavy part of the spectrum. That's all right. You can sack something and give everybody +1/+1. I'll take it. This guy is pretty good, I think, because you can return things from your graveyard. I like it. Okay, so we're done with that. And I think we've got white and black creatures. Regeneration, that's not bad. It's only a 1-drop. I'll put it in the maybe pile because I'll need to fill in my lower curve. This one too. These are maybes. This one's got Extort, so I like it and I'll take it. I'll need flyers, but I'll put them in the maybe pile. I may need to destroy enchantments, but it's still in the maybe pile. This guy's got Defender with Extort. I don't know. We'll think about it. This guy is from Theros. I don't know what it's doing there. Never mind. Sorry about that. Flyers. I'll think about which flyers I want later. Vigilance. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now we're down to the black cards. Fantastic super auto include. I love the rats, but I'm going to look at them later. This one, gaining life, that's all right. We'll think about it for later. Extort flyer, for sure. Another rat, we'll think about it. Forces the player to discard a card. Yeah, why not? Then a flyer that can recover itself, 4/2/2. I think that's not terrible, but it still goes in the maybe pile. This one is definitely in there. It gives everything Extort. I love this card. And in Commander, it should be a lot of fun. Okay, so we're done with that. And then maybe some artifact creatures. I'm not sure I'm going to need it, but I'll put it in the maybe pile. I'm going to say no, 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 and no. So nothing for the artifact creature. So we're down to the artifacts. And I'm going to do my little creature count and perhaps close off this video. I want to make sure that they're not too lengthy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm close to 40 already. That's pretty good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so 7 times 4 is 28, 31. Again, I'll be doing that count again off camera, but I'm going to do a couple of maybes from these piles later. So I think in the next video, I'm going to plot the creature mana curve and then make some additional selections and then get on with the non-creature spells.